So I want to play something else, and like I said, I haven't really decided. Um, I want to do like another long play. I'm kind of thinking like more Phoenix Wright. I might start off with two, only because the first one, like the first one, like I played it recently. I mean, I've played all the games, but I played the first one recently, and I was like crying so much I couldn't like stop. So I don't really want to do that on stream. So I might try Phoenix Wright. And if it's not great, then just stop playing it. The one that I have, the second one that I own, it is a Japanese copy of the game, and my sister got it for me a long time ago. I don't even know where the heck she got it. She'd like find all these crazy ass games. And yeah, so I downloaded all of them. I believe Trials and Tribulations, that's the second one. Let me just double check. Well, let me just make sure. Yeah, Trials and Tribulations is next, and then Justice for All, Apollo Justice, the Miles Edgeworth game. I really do love all of them. Like I think they're all great. So I haven't really played the second one, uh, probably in like 10-ish years. So I'm not gonna remember anything, like how to do like the court stuff and all that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why the this bar is up here on OBS. I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay, that should be good. I'm not an OBS pro, I'm just kind of learning as I go. As far as the sound, that probably would have been a good idea to test the sound, but I didn't, so hopefully I'm gonna turn it up. Hopefully it's good. Oh, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Sorry, I was listening to the sound. What? It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it. Five years earlier, Mia Fey. What's wrong? What's the matter? Need something? Sorry, my dog just wants me. Ew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. I might have to get up in a second to let her outside. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Mia, calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know? What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Grump. Let go of my lapples. I don't know what that means. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. Hi, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? So cute. Doug Swallow. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Cool. Oh, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg. Am I at your service? Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? All about that, you see. I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man over there in the pink sweater? That's our client. Cough, sniffle. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. Hi, I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no prob. Oh, what's wrong? You have a cold or something? Actually, it's Wright, like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. My real name is like a famous person, and I always got like kind of made fun of way back in the day. Not so much anymore. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says. This way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright? You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I'll save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial. Not you. He's the one that should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly. I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'll win. For my client and for myself. April 11th. So, like, this is gonna sound dumb. If you reset the game on the DS, he, like, turns into, like, a red figure. And it would give me, like, a jump scare every time. But I used to be really spooked out about stuff like that. Like, there's another game on DS, WarioWare, that, okay, WarioWare, you get, like, these, like, record players, like, or, like, these vinyls that you play on, like, the record player. And it's, like, I'm kind of trying to remember what exactly it was, but, like, if you spin it the correct way, it plays, like, each character's, like, theme song. But one of them, it was Ashley's... It was, like, Ashley's, like, vinyl. If you do it in reverse, it, like... It says something in reverse, and it freaked me out so bad. Like... I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it. Like, you should look it up or something. But... I don't know, when I did that, like, I just got scared of, like, things I would see on my DS, like, so yeah, like, the first time I resetted this game, and he, like, turns red, it just scared me so bad. And this game already has, like, creepy undertones, because it's, like, you know, it's, like, crime. But yeah, it was just, I don't know, that's just a memory I have. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading this defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency, but is that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor, I think. That reminded me of the guy from Animal Crossing. I think. Like one of the cops. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. What? Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. That's such a weird thing to call a woman. Little girl. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. I forgot to change the The category for this game on Twitch is point and click. I don't know, that's kind of funny. Okay, it should be changed now. I'm a lawyer. Okay. I think everything's good. Okay, students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well, the court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, you can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Hee hee hee. Your reputation for sagacity, I don't know what that is well earned. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Simple question. Thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause? Go on. What do you say you know know at least this much? I'm so sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. I'm not gonna say that, I'm sorry. I am not saying that. But you knew that already, didn't you? The court record. I think I could see that by touching the court record button. All of the weapons we need could be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer. Dear? Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record, okay. Alright, what was the cause of death? Let's see. So, the cause of death was fatal electric shock. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution, yes. But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some kind of super powerful stun gun? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds. But before that, there is one more vital issue. Well, what's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Uh-oh. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. She should already know this. You're the defense attorney. Yeah, he said it. You shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood? This time. This sounds crazy with the earphones. Crazy in a good way. I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons could be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir, in old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set her a better example for the young lady. Toggle between the profile and evidence. What was the cause of the bad blood? Oh, I think I remember. She dated both of them. So Dahlia Hawthorne Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim, Doug Swallow, up until 8 months ago. So, oh, I have to present it, so... The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Talia Hawthorne, was it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is a girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she has some part to play in the story. Ah, he's done it again. Sorry, my dog is like sitting in my lap and she's like squirming around. Very well, Mr. Payne. You okay? Very well, Mr. Payne. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Wright. What, the defendant? It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the stand. It's cute. It's like Mia's silhouette in the background. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh. I was a university student. I understand that you're suspected in the death of your fellow student. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I'm telling you I was... Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. Okay. The victim and I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see, so you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Seems like you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called a cross-examination. And... Just gotta find contradictions. If the witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. All lies must be struck down in court. As a lawyer, that is your duty. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? It was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination. Yeah, it seems kind of stressful if you're on trial for murder and you didn't do it. I'm not a killer, all I did was find his body. I think, I kind of feel like it's one of these two, because they had, like, the same girlfriend or whatever. I hardly knew the guy. And they were both third years, but... Oh, he was a fourth year. So I don't know. I'll just press him. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So which is it? Do you know him or not? Now, see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Here, I guess I don't know his name. News to me, why didn't you tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this Dolly person? That would be the defendant's lover. Miss Dolly of Hawthorne. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. That's all I knew about him. I never even talked up to that stuck-up British wannabe. Okay. Mr. Wright stated, I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Oh, but he knows that he's British. You hardly knew him. Why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Not you. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer. Okay. A British wannabe? What does that mean? He's always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. So yeah, again, he knows him. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. Ew. I don't mean salmon as ew, just... Who's this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow. The Union Jack is the name of the flag of England. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me. Isn't there something strange about this bit? Mia, there's a contradiction. Okay. I can handle it. A year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I could do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you could chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definite proof. Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning. I admit I was there. Okay. I'm gonna see if the photo has a jacket, like that on his jacket. So, okay, it doesn't say jacket, he says shirt. And his jacket, he has a jacket on, not a shirt, so... I don't know. I'll press him, and then... Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack. Yes, that's right. I saw it. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. Okay, he said all this. What is it? Who is this person anyway? Okay, he said all this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna present the photo. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing written on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know, would you? I have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Hey, you've made our client cry. Madam, that P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. Hehehe. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of a crime. Uh-oh, did I go too far? I seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took over an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. Kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? What? Do you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright. Shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? I'd like you to take another photo. Another look at the photo. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. That is just ridiculous. But even I got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. Objection! I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belonged to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints were all over it. What in the world does that have anything to do? Like he grabbed his medicine before he died? Dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. That's... This is ridiculous. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well, the court will accept them into the record. Cold Killer X. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation? Why would he put the Cold Killer X in his hand? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, my buttocks. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so he agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the past 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different than the testimony you gave previously. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your... No more lies. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology, talked for a bit, and then around 3, when I went back, I found him lying there. Can you look at the photo of the Cold Killer? So, he's... Okay, so his watch stopped working, right? And that's 3. Wait, which way is it? Oh no, it's like 11:45. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm like horrible at reading these. It's like 11:47-ish. So his watch stopped before they even met. So we agreed to meet at 2:45. I'm gonna present this and then if it's wrong, it's wrong. Honor. Fail. Think before you speak. Swing and a miss. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Like the watch stopped before they met. So... just keep pressing them. Wasn't Mr. Swallow who indicated that you should be at 2:45? Yeah, we were both there right on time. He said the victim was in the pharmacology department. Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist? I gotta admit, he was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite ambitious. What do I do? I'm gonna say the timing of the meeting to press him on because of the watch. That's the time class ends, but they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter. Looks like he's right about the time. Sometimes when you press things, like they say something different. So I'm gonna try the other option. So ask him for more details about the pharmacology. If you're wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh. They look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. Oh my god. Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay. We talked for a bit, and then at 3... So what was it you were talking about? I don't know. Maybe we should hang out again sometime. Later I went back and I found him, so why did he come back? He said he went back. That's when I found the body. But why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. No one believes that. He's not a natural born liar. Certain he must be hiding something. Information right now. It's information. I really think it's like this watch thing, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna press everything. Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. Aww, she's my sweetheart. I just felt like slapping something. She slapped him. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Okay, I don't remember if I pressed him here. I think I did. So I've been taking cold killer for the last 2-3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year. Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring. Common sense is not always common. Did anyone else know that you're taking cold medicine? Well, I just took one after meals. So I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle around lunchtime. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? What does that have to do with anything? I can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Why did you punch me in the jaw? I'm so sorry, I just felt like... What is up with Mia? I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? It was too much work for a little girl. Oh my god. However, there's one mystery that still remains. Is there, Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you're correct. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Yes, we'll establish it. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallows died. That would be the most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. And then, you need evidence. Of course I know that. I forgot, I need evidence. How did I believe the victim was electrocuted? Because... the wires? Oh, I see a umbrella back there. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. Where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Right here. Or maybe it's right here. I don't know, it's like CAPTCHA when you have to like... Okay, I'm gonna do that. Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... what is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. Doesn't, like, the what is it, the morgue people find out how they died? That certainly sounds plausible. What do you have to say about this? I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Old man and little girl. Sorry. The victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yeah, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Oh, what is it? It's fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest of the victim's jacket. A palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright would have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of the man's guilt. At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict on the case. What? No way. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further... I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. I'm telling you for your own sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Push. Uh-oh. you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. If I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. Well, as things are currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please. Please give me one more chance. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Oh my god. That guy was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried, so I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow fell back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. But from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true, even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye? Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. If he is innocent, there must be evidence. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. Like 15 minutes break. I'm just gonna get up and let my dogs out and stuff. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, I have my BR back screen. Here. It looks like he's like holding up the middle finger a little bit. But he's holding a thumbs up. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry, I just wanted to show a picture of my dog. Yeah, she was like sitting on my lap. Okay, I'll take like 5-10 more minutes. Okay, I'm back. Like I said, I didn't test out the audio for the game before I started this, so I just like logged into my stream and it kind of sounds quiet. You guys want to hear the music, don't you? So I'm just gonna test the sound really quick. I don't know if there's a way to like test the sound necessarily in OBS. I mean, obviously I could see it. But I don't know. It doesn't like... I don't really know how to look at this and then adjust it accordingly. Like, I don't know. I just go by ear, obviously. So... I might turn it up a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, that should be better. Okay. I think it sounds good. Alright, just turn this down. I made myself a tea. Because, like, sometimes I can't... Especially lately, I can't tell if I want coffee or tea. I try not to have coffee, like, after a certain time. Like, especially lately, it's like... I don't know, it, like, doesn't make me feel that great. But, yeah, I made a tea. My dog was acting, like, super restless. She's usually, like, asleep right now. But, which, she just fell asleep just now, but... I don't know, she was acting really restless a second ago. But yeah, that's a picture of my dog. One of my dogs. And I have like a... You could see it in the picture. I have like a creeper, like, you know, from Minecraft. My dad got me a creeper onesie for Christmas. And I would just like wear it every day. Like, it's like my favorite thing. And I just stink in it. I'm just kidding. Like, I wash it. But... Yeah, I pretty much just wear it every day. I love it. So... If you hear like pauses randomly, like I'm usually just taking a drink. Okay. So that guy was talking about bad about Dolly. I lost my temper. Oh yeah. So his handprint was on... His handprint, they found it on his jacket. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. So I'm not sure what to press him on. Because, okay, he pushed him, and then he heard a loud noise. The only thing I could see is like... Well, this whole thing is weird, so it's like... So, assuming he's like standing in front of him, and he pushes him, he'd probably land like on his back or something. And then the other thing is like... I said this earlier, but like the watch time. So like if they met at 2:45, like this is way before 2:45, isn't it? Okay, so I read this as like 11:47, but now I'm thinking about it, like if you look at a watch, it's not straight up like this. It's like this way. So it's like... It's still like 12:15, so it's still not like the right time. Assuming this is a small hand. But if this might be the small hand right here. I can't really tell. So if this is a small hand, then it's 3:05. So I think I just read the watch wrong. And then the other thing is like, why is he holding these pills? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, and they were saying like Phoenix Wright probably planted them or something like that. Just like, nothing about that makes sense. So... So his time of death was 3 p.m. The watch is a little after 3. Assuming this is a small hand. It's a little after 3. And they said that the electric shock like made his watch stop moving. So I don't know if the 5 or 10 minutes or whatever is... If that matters, or if this is an approximation. So, I don't know. So, I don't know, I'll just press him on everything. So, he was talking about bad about Molly, or Dolly. What kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say? He said all sorts of terrible things. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Press him on this too. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Phoenix Wright? Yeah, he lands on his back. So if he pushed him, I gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. So he lands on his back, but the picture is like he's landing on his stomach. With the pills holding in his hand for some reason. And when you did that, there were no severed cable anywhere. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. Don't let that guy steamroll you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment that push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Okay. Loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what it was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? Ask for more details, of course. That loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us! When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise. I don't think he... Wait, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was behind him. So he didn't land on top of it. Did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, treatment frail, kind of like the owner. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony? Yeah. There it is. Of course it's important. No. The cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital. Okay, they're gonna add it. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell on top of his cheap umbrella. Yeah, okay. So I'll present this one, please. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. They were about to charge a man for murder. For no reason. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. After he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order, the victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in the photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Okay. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Nah, good hump. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render this final judgment. Ouch, sorry. No! However, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Heh. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. This witness' testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who's this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Yeah, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia. Okay, 11:52. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. That's alright, at least you told the truth in the end. Yeah. So I guess I could start to relax, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying... It's cute. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyway. One day, she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really thought it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of her love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a bottle, right? It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Aww. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What? What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. The day you met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. How did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, newspaper clipping? Let's see, murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took on a keen interest in this case. I believe there's some relationship between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself, I guess, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go have a look downstairs reading room and see what I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can whatever I can do. Looks like the recess is about over. The recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes. To be continued. Yeah, I'll save. 12:13 p.m. Ugh. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed a crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. What's with the stiff silence? She's so beautiful. In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. He just sounds biased now. Oh my gosh. I have to sneeze. I'm catching Phoenix Wright's cold. Now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you could be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be in your noble presence, Gleam. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we now know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure that there must have been some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Yes, yes. I could see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed to your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident. What I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place before the class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, it's Hawthorne. The defendant didn't do anything wrong. As old as I am, even I can recall how hot the flames of a young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please just let me proceed with my examination. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee, you haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor's all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Okay, so I'm not I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place. Feeny and Dougie, they're talking about the building. Dougie got a wobble. So this is like completely different from Phoenix Wright. Feeny. Oh. Phoenix's testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. So the umbrella owned by the victim found broken near an electrical pole. And then Dahlia's present, small bottle given to Wright on the day they met. So yeah, obviously Phoenix Wright's testimony is way different from hers. And why she's giving this testimony, I'm not sure. Like this particular one. And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. So she's just trying to make, like, Phoenix Wright seem, like, innocent, I guess. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna present... I don't know if I should press her first or just show the evidence. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. But press her for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry at me. So what should I do? People's lies are not very becoming, so let's drop them. What? I would never. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Wait, what do they mean by that? Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover it for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about. Just tell us everything. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Okay. An actually didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear any noise. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. She's telling a super obvious lie. She's pretending to protect. Maybe she like knows they're gonna press her on some things. I had been planning. Yeah, I meant to look at this. An article from August 28th, almost 8 months ago. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed since the victim of yesterday's incident in the courthouse cafeteria is said to be a lawyer. However, the police are questioning the 19-year-old female student who's sitting with the victim. And I have a feeling that was her. So... I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay, I'll just press her on these. I didn't see it? I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only 2 of them at the scene. The defendant, Mr. Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting. So then, what did it look like they were doing? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. I went to find some students and they called the authorities. What would it be? There was no noise. I don't know if I should... Okay, there was for sure like a loud noise. I feel like I should press the umbrella or his testimony. Because she would have heard this too, right? You say you didn't hear any noise, is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you're really that close to the 2 of them, why didn't you hear the noise as well? Hi. Maybe the noise wasn't all that memorable. Yes, it was. According to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Heck. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. It seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there aren't any contradictions. Wait a second, Mia, that testimony just now. She said something that could change the whole case. There's lightning. I don't know. She was listening to music, she didn't hear anything. I'm just not so sure, you know? She said she didn't hear anything, but she heard thunder. She's listening to music. I'm gonna say this one. What is this problem? It's obvious. The problem is that the witness claims to have not heard the snap. Are you deaf? Did you pay attention to the testimony? She said she didn't hear it because she was listening to music. I'm surprised you're going senile before me. Oh my god. Not that bad. The only one that could have killed the victim was the defendant. No, please. I never meant to incriminate him. This is bad, Mia. If you don't do something, we're gonna lose this. I just don't know. She was listening to music. I'm just trying to think of like what any of these have to do with anything. It's obvious. The problem is that she claims to have been listening to music. Okay, this is the wrong one, I think. Okay, so this is the last one, I guess. Maybe it's this one because it was like a light rain, but I'm not really sure. Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Now's not the time for a science lesson. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I actually have a phobia of lightning. Not thunder, but like lightning. Thunder is like a little unsettling. Like where I live, it's like, it like shakes my, like where I live. But like lightning, like I can't deal with it. Like freaks me out. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. That very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believed that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be on to something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, man. I'll be taking that. Objection! Hee. I've heard that you have such a low opinion of me. Huh? Sorry, I'm drinking my tea. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research. We found there were no lightning strikes on the day of that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case. affidavit. Affidavit. Pharmacology students who are conducting experiments on the labs. Allow me to read out loud. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. a day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3, which fits with the time of the death. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables are very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. That is terrifying. Apparently the cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have... What? I'm gonna read this. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55. Okay. The cable could have been broken by any small bump. It wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, right? Well, I suppose you could say that. This is vague. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases Kurt, the defense would like to state its opinion. Oh, what was it? Okay, who or what caused the cable? Jeez, I don't know. Maybe the umbrella? I don't know. Victim fell on top of his umbrella. It was found later. Maybe it's the umbrella? Like maybe it's... I don't know. Who or what? I'm gonna say the umbrella. Because maybe the umbrella flew up at it and broke it. No. The only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defendant. Wow. That was so mean. I don't know what else it would be. Shoot, I don't know. I'm gonna present, I'm gonna present this, but I don't know. Heard a loud snap. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud snap. This happened around 3. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. But doesn't that still look bad on Phoenix Wright? Take a good look at where the victim landed. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. None of this makes any sense. Okay, the impact caused the... Yeah, nothing makes sense because they were like saying he landed on it. He couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable. Someone other than my client must have electrocuted him. Cray. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How long to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant, Mr. Judge, sure? May I say something? Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one more time? She's gonna change it drastically again. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed. Part 2. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was in the electrical pole, that's when the cable broke. This is completely different. And Dougie tried his best to run away. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. After being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear, as painful as it may seem. Okay. The first thing I thought is like, Feeney pushed him twice. They only... I mean, none of this is written. None of this is written here, but I think they said he pushed him once because of the fingerprint. So, and then the first time was in the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. And Dougie tried his best to run away. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. Okay, so... So the first time he... Okay. This is what I'm thinking. So he pushed... he pushed Dougie into the pole. The cable broke at 2:55, right? So the cable broke at 2:55. The cable snapping, it happened in less than a minute. So a minute later, he got killed. So that doesn't add up. Also, the watch thing I mentioned earlier, I think if I'm reading this correctly, this is like 3:05-ish. So none of the times really add up. I don't know how I'd present that. or if... Yeah, I don't know. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment you pushed Dougie. Yeah, everything she said was completely different. I wanted to protect Feeny. That's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course you won't. Oh, come on now, it's just a little old white lie. What the hell? Forget it this time, but be more careful. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Hello, ho ho ho. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl, jeez. Okay, so he pushed him twice. First time was into the electrical pole, and then the cable broke. Saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. No, he doesn't look it. Feeny can be a bit of an imp. I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. And Dougie tried his best to run away from him. Okay. So let me get this straight. You're happily listening to music on your headphones while you watch the scene unfold. Exactly. What? I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer him on. What? I wish the best for them both. And that they would each give the fight their all. What the hell are you talking about? Very sweet of you to be so supportive. What? That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim. There were also prints found on the back. There weren't prints on the back. May I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? She says condescendingly. I said that he crashed into him from behind. My feety wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it happened in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. If I don't figure out the contradiction... Okay. So, the first time... Okay. I'm trying to think of, like, what she's talking about. So So if he pushed him into the pole, which probably would have been this one, and he ran. He ran and then he crashed. This cable's snapping. The only thing I could think of is like the time. The time like being different. I mean, because this all would have made sense, right? So if you pushed him into the pole and he like dropped the umbrella right here or whatever, and he ran and then he got pushed again. Actually, you know what? The other thing that's kind of weird, I forgot about this, is because he's holding the medicine in his hand. It's kind of weird too. Cable snapping. Oh, oops. I don't know if I could present the testimony again. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. She doesn't mention the umbrella. The victim fell on top of his umbrella, and there was a loud sound. I'm gonna reluctantly present this. Okay, that was wrong. Okay. I don't remember how to save, and I think you could just save right here. So let me look at that really quick. And then I'll save. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so the start button is space. Okay. Because I might get a couple of these wrong. Because, I don't know, this just doesn't make sense, but I don't know exactly what to present. Feeny caught up to him and crashed into him from behind. I kind of feel like it occurred less than a minute. It kind of stands out. I don't know if I should present this, so let me just try it. That's enough witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's someone Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. Oh, she finally mentioned it. Okay. In other words, 05. Okay. I'm guessing your point is... What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage? So yeah, there's a whole 10 minutes. What exactly happened during the 10-minute interval? It was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Dudswallow. Order in the court. This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. And who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. There's a window of opportunity for the real killer. Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Who's the real killer? Dolly. Woman? How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Miss Faye. What I mean, why? That is to say, I believe you did witness the two men fighting. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your own hands. No! How can you say something so mean? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very... Sounds like Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please, I have something I want to say. What is it? Please strike everything from the defense. Just now from the record. What the... You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. That boy, he's gotten himself way over his head. Where did he go? It seems I've arrived in the nick of time. I found the police report on the incident in your newspaper clipping. Oh yeah, he went to go look at that. So let's take a look at that. Police report 8 months ago. So August 27th at 4, victim Diego Armando, suspect Dolly. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. Holy crap, no poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Okay. Better take a good look at it. Oh. He just said... He just said that that was Mia's boyfriend. May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Sniffle. That is good. Go right ahead. Madame Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Please go ahead. How could you say something like that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame it is ludicrous. This is all just too— oh, I just realized something. This is all too much for poor little me to bear. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. She poisoned that guy. She probably used this. So he poisoned him and gave this to Phoenix Wright. And then remember she was like asking for this thing back every day. So she was just like making him hold this, but I'm just making a guess that the poison was in there. What is the motive? The answer to that lies somewhere in the police report. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria, and then the same day that the two of them accidentally met." The defense requests further testimony from Dolly. Further testimony, what about? About the events of the day when she met Mr. Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I right? Live evidence suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in the very courthouse basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. I've been going out ever since that fateful day. You're so lovey-wovey. You literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of the court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. That's funny. How I met Feeny. I mean, all this is just whatever, but I'm kind of thinking, like, what was she doing there, right? Courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life, yeah. It's not true. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he's also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? It has nothing to do with the murder case. It kind of does. No, because it's like, what in the world were you doing in there? Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases you, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had to come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. I'll just press her on that. I don't know. You were writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. It sounds like a fascinating research idea. I have no idea what that is. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. What's with the midlife crisis stuff? Yeah, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? went through a lot of trouble to get it. That's a good point. He's telling me what to do. Okay. Oh. So, this happened in the cafeteria. And she's saying the reading room. So I'll just present that. Because that's all I could think of. Okay, that was wrong. I'm not sure. That's kind of the only thing I could think of is the... I don't know, let me look at it again. So it was at 4 p.m. and it was in the cafeteria. Ingested poison while interviewing the suspect. Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. So they were in the cafeteria and he was talking to her. Oh, okay, so that's wrong. So she was there because of an interview. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper. Didn't you actually come here for a more important reason? What is the meaning of the cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, this is unbelievable. It's true then, the loveliest rose can... Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. Hi, Winston Payne. Oh, Winston Payne, that's fine. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I'm speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest... You know, I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. Said I didn't commit the crime. Okay. I just gotta stay on the offensive. You've really lit a fire in my heart. Why does he keep saying that? Why does he keep saying like, I didn't ask you about that. He's just bringing it up on his own. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria. I left my seat for just a moment and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. I think the defense is about out of choice. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Yeah, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. The poisoning. Let me say it again. Ouch. I met the lawyer. Let me read this again. So she met Diego. Sorry, I'm like... My chair, like, is hurting me. Mondo and Jessa poisoned while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. There's poison. Okay. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. When I heard it was a liquid poison that is lethal. I'll just press her and everything. I'm not really sure. What are you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident. I was caught up when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all about what that incident was? It has absolutely nothing to do with the case. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you? Yeah, it's like, she's like a serial killer. I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. Heard the man, now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Feeny. Gag, those two are really making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for just a moment. So she got up. Does it say anything? How long were you gone? I just feel like I need more information. I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. What were you doing during that special time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet, my perfect little dolly doesn't poop. You're the defendant, Miss Faye. Better look next time. Oh, Feeny, please. My bottle of eye drops says it's half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. This is about 2/3 of that amount. The poison was found in the lawyer's mug copy. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. Special kind of poison, how so? I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Where did something like that come from? I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. He said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. How did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you, because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison. That makes sense. I think there's a good enough reason. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for the crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten something, right? Wait, now just how to... now just how did a Sorry, this confused me. A lit student get a whole of poison. Oh, I have to figure out how she got the poison. I don't know, I just think it's this. Like, she probably fit it in that. This is the only thing I can think of. I'm gonna present this, but... shoot. Okay, if I get one more wrong, it's over. I don't remember if I saved at the beginning of her testimony. Sometimes the hard part of this game is like where you present the evidence at, specifically. There's a special kind of poison. When poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. Okay, I presented the necklace on this one. So I'm gonna present the necklace on this. It was wrong. Okay. Well, we could see like the guilty screen. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide if the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month. That is all. The court is adjourned. There will be no more Phoenix Wright games. So, gonna say... Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. I'm really, like, reading between the lines on some of this, because when I heard it was a liquid poison that is lethal. But, okay, this is what I'm, like, thinking, is, like... It says traces of poison. And it's lethal at 2 teaspoons, so if it's, like, traces... I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. Okay, that was wrong too. Wait, let me see if I can reset it. Hold on. I'm off my seat for just a moment. If you know where to get a poison like that. Pharmacology student. Maybe it's this. Maybe she got it from him? I'm gonna just try it, I don't know. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? But your boyfriend's allowed. Boyfriend? You mean the victim? Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. If you recall, Mr. Swallow is a pharmacology student. Pharmacology. His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Uh-oh, she looks guilty. It seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he was looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at the very table. No. I like that she's trying to find her guilty in this case. Like, she's trying to find her guilty in 2 different cases at once. May I say something, Madame Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons. In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container. Which I'm assuming is the necklace. A search immediately after the incident took place. Quite true, in fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, we could have easily gotten rid of something that small. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Conducted a full container holding the poison. I'm gonna guess it's a necklace. You're gonna accuse a lady. Alright. Forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed on someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice. Like, unknowingly. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. What? But that's... It's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's kind of cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there was a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Where? How are you gonna get out of that one? Order in the court. Phoenix Wright. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I don't let you bully her like this. I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dolly want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. At this point in the trial, I think it would be obvious to everyone that the real reason that Dolly Hawthorne is dating you is because she's madly in love with you. I don't know if I could possibly get this wrong, so I'm gonna save. I feel like it's, I mean, she's obviously using him, right? So it might be this one or this one. And I feel like because we already talked about the necklace, I'm gonna do this one. Naturally, it's to keep you quiet. What? To keep me quiet? Keep me quiet about what? It's because there's no secret I tell you. Okay, so it's because of the necklace. But I just thought we already, like, talked about that. Another thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing. Please give me it back now. This strange girl asking for a present. That necklace is irrefutable evidence to her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. You never give it back to her. A good thing. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Eek. Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Yeah, are you alright? Yes, I think so. But boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be brought back soon. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. There's no way he took it. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of the court. I wonder what would happen in real life if that happened. Like, you like take evidence and you try to run out the court. What did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. I ate it, oh my god. What? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it in a little bits. Phoenix Wright. To fuck. What is he doing now? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison in it. Oh my god. Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How could he be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is very much alive. I mean, I think he said that it took like 10 minutes. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. That's alright, Ricky. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney could do. It is heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Dahlia, with my very life. Which is why I could state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even though I've proven so much, is he going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I'd like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright? Sorry, Miss Faye. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. That day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. What? Poison? Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. Could have only been her. That girl is a thief. And a serial killer. Don't talk about her like that. Is that true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She's crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... Sorry, Dolly. This is the defenses. Miss Bay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug. The night before? Naturally, her motive was stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this. Again, this is your last chance. Think carefully. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore... Exactly who is Miss Dahlia? Hold on, let me save. Oh, I can't save. I'm gonna say, I'm honestly gonna say Phoenix Wright, because he wouldn't give the necklace back, and he was showing it to everybody. So she maybe thought if she can, you know, kill him or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking. There's one person that was standing squarely in Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The reason that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you. How could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright, this must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Feeny, what a joke you are, uh-oh. Shh. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. Her mask fell off. Uh-oh. Fine, I could tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal. I'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the little bottle as a snack. Well, hey old man, are you senile or something? Oh my god. Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what has happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But you're not finished. Uh-oh. Ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. Stop me if you keep on pushing your... You could pay the ultimate price as the lawyer. You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever. What? Why? You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray? Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence? I'm saving. He really swallowed that bottle. Can you provide evidence that will establish your guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. The defense would like to present proof. Huh. Stupid woman. Is it the opinion of the court that there already been enough discussion? Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence. Just one? If you're unable to establish your guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I could just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning on poisoning Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Wait, what? In here? She was planning on... Oh, she was planning on poisoning him. Okay, I see what she's... Here's Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Okay. Cold Killer X. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. I lost my bottle of it during lunchtime. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. And she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Oh my god. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. Why would she put it in his hand, though? I don't really understand that. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan. Including what the defendant and the victim are arguing about, and cut the electrical cable. That's when she realized I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used a severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. That's kind of creepy. It's hardly any wonder that she was and she put it in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? She just... Okay, the only problem with all that is I think Phoenix Wright's fingerprints on it, yeah. So that's like the only problem with that, I think. Sure. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? I feel like that's not okay. If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Grr. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Grr. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Miss Fey? Oh, God. That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Okay. I'm gonna go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Okay. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. Even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Would you care to try this cold medicine? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said he put all of his trust in her. I would trust the witness. So if she's so trustworthy, I'm sure couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Well, you see, and here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Yeah. No, he's going bald. Shoot. Mr. Payne, about Dahlia. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file her papers for immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her. By the way, Miss Fey. Yes? You said earlier that you and Dahlia knew each other. Your Honor, how we knew each other had nothing to do with the case. Very well. Mr. Payne? This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. What? It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true, my dear. Dolly. Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. Court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Yay! Woohoo! Court is adjourned. We did it! Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my... Okay. I don't care about that. Maybe you can stop talking about them. It's rather rude. Anyway, the case made me think, what does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The Dolly I saw up there in the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. The Dolly I know could have never said those kinds of things. Maybe she was like a fake or something. That's sad. You need to forget about her, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. You need to relax a bit more and try to grow up a little. Out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eek, what kind of company must this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Yeah, I guess I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Is he talking about Edgeworth? I'm still new at this myself. I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. Hope we see each other again. Maybe even in court. Aww. Knowing what happens, that's bittersweet. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. Me has passed on to a better place. For me, the trial brings up a lot of... Oh, okay, so this is after... Okay, this is after one. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I never thought would rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day. Turn about memories and so okay, that's finished. And okay, stolen turnabout. So I'm gonna probably go right now. Let's see, I've been streaming almost 5 hours, so I think I'm done. And yeah, I'm having fun with this, like revisiting this game, so it's always good to get like there's a lot of things, like if you really love somebody, like, you know, obviously pictures, but like getting their voice too is, I feel like, is important. So yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep playing this. And I didn't stream like on Sunday, so like a couple days ago, but I'm gonna stream for sure this Sunday. So yeah, I think my schedule, like I said last time, Sunday and Tuesday. So yeah, I'll keep up with that. So yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate you guys being here and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna go. All right, bye.